by others who were also waiting for something, anything. The air was thick with tension and unspoken fears. Every time the phone rang or a door opened, their hearts would leap, only to be crushed again when it wasn't the news they were hoping for. Yashashri's parents found themselves caught in a whirlwind of emotions, fear, confusion, and a sliver of hope, battling against the crushing weight of their daughter's absence. They clung to each other for support, their tears mingling as they tried to stay strong. The missing person poster they had hastily put together was a painful reminder of their reality. They couldn't give up hope, but the fear of the unknown was overwhelming.
Their daughter was a responsible young woman. She wouldn't simply disappear. She had always been careful, always aware of her surroundings. This wasn't like her at all. They replayed their last conversations with her over and over in their minds, searching for any clue, any hint that something was wrong. Initial inquiries were met with disheartening bureaucratic hurdles, deepening the family's despair. The forms seemed endless, the questions repetitive. Each interaction with the authorities felt like a test of their patience and resolve. They couldn't understand why the process was so slow, why there wasn't more urgency.
Every passing moment felt like an eternity. The waiting was torture, each minute stretching into what felt like hours. They couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, their minds consumed with worry. The clock's relentless ticking was a cruel reminder of the time they were losing. The agonizing wait for news, any news, was almost unbearable. They watched as others came and went, their own wait seeming endless. The uncertainty was the worst part, not knowing if Yashashri was safe, if she was hurt, if she was even alive. The not knowing was a torment they wouldn't wish on anyone. Yashashri's parents found themselves caught in a whirlwind of emotions, fear, confusion, and a sliver of hope battling against the crushing weight of their daughter's absence. They tried to stay positive, to believe that she would come home, but the fear was always there, lurking in the back of their minds. They held on to each other, drawing strength from their shared love for their daughter, determined to do whatever it took to bring her back. Every second counts. As the hours bled into days, the investigation gained momentum, albeit slowly. The police began by piecing together Yashashri's last known movements. Her friends and classmates were questioned, their accounts painting a picture of a young woman who was well-liked and had no known enemies.
Her social media profiles were scrutinized, every post and interaction examined for clues.
The lack of any digital footprint after a certain point only deepened the mystery. Yashashri's parents, meanwhile, refused to let their daughter become just another missing person statistic. They distributed flyers with her picture, knocking on doors and pleading for any information that could lead them to their beloved daughter. Their relentless efforts, fueled by unwavering love and hope, began to attract media attention, shining a spotlight on the case. A face in the crowd. As the investigation progressed, a name repeatedly surfaced: Dawood Sheikh. A seemingly ordinary acquaintance of Yashashri's, Dawood was initially dismissed as someone who had interacted with her casually in college hallways.
However, as investigators delved deeper, a more unsettling pattern began to emerge. Dawood's social media activity hinted at an unhealthy obsession with Yashashri.
Likes on every post, comments bordering on possessive, and a constant digital presence in Yashashri's online life painted a disturbing picture. Friends of Yashashri recalled instances where Dawood's behavior seemed inappropriate, his attempts to isolate her from others raising red flags in hindsight. It became chillingly clear that Dawood was more than just a casual acquaintance. He was someone who harbored a dangerous infatuation. Whispers from the past. The investigation into Dawood's background revealed a past shrouded in secrecy and punctuated by incidents of aggression and stalking. Previous acquaintances, too afraid to come forward initially, now shared their chilling encounters with Dawood. Tales of obsessive behavior, veiled threats, and an unsettling possessiveness that sent shivers down their spines.
It was as if a mask had been lifted, revealing the true nature of the man who had been lurking in the shadows.
Dawood's history of violence against women, previously dismissed or brushed under the rug, now stood out like a beacon, casting a sinister light on his connection to Yashashri's disappearance. The pieces of the puzzle were starting to fit, and the emerging picture was far more disturbing than anyone could have imagined. The walls close in. CCTV footage obtained from the area where Yashashri was last seen provided a crucial breakthrough. The grainy images showed Yashashri walking alone, her steps measured and purposeful. The footage, though not crystal clear, was enough to identify her distinct features and clothing. Her demeanor suggested she was heading towards a predetermined meeting point, perhaps unaware of the danger that lay ahead. Moments later, the camera captured a subtle change in her expression, a mix of anticipation and slight apprehension. A figure identified as Dawood could be seen approaching her. His body language was casual, almost too casual, as if he was trying to mask his true intentions.
They spoke briefly before disappearing down a side street, their conversation seemingly ordinary, but laden with hidden tension. The street was dimly lit, adding an eerie quality to the scene. Their interaction was chillingly captured by the cold, unblinking eye of the camera, which recorded every movement without bias or emotion. The footage was a silent observer to a potentially sinister plot unfolding.
Phone records further corroborated the timeline, providing a digital footprint that was hard to refute. The records revealed a series of calls and messages between Yashashri and Dawood in the hours leading up to her disappearance. Each message, each call, added another piece to the puzzle, painting a grim picture of a young woman lured into a sense of complacency by someone she knew, someone she trusted, someone who had meticulously planned her abduction. The digital trail left behind by both Yashashri and Dawood had become a silent witness to the events of that fateful day. The search history, location markers, and call logs all pointed to a premeditated act, a carefully orchestrated plan that left little to chance. The evidence was overwhelming, a digital tapestry that